It's time to play the music. It's time to light the lights. It's time to meet the Muppets on the Muppet Show tonight.
Hello, sweet peas. Today, we're going to do a little video, and I'm going to try and mend as much stuff as I can. We have a very large mending pile that's been piling up, and I am forcing myself with this video to address it. It needs to be addressed. We do need fuel to get through today, so we are going to go to Chubby Bean. Here's what happened. I was supposed to go on Sunday, and then they were closed. And I know you're thinking, wait, didn't we just see that in another video where you tried to go on Sunday and it was closed? Yeah, I forgot, okay? When you grow a baby, it turns out you lose 6% of your brain, and part of my 6% is remembering that last week I also did this and also it was closed. So, yeah. We've got new little inserts. What's the word that I want? I'm getting rid of some elastic and some pants. I'm putting instead in ties. I think that's always better. I've got these pants. Why are they so big? I just bought them. Here's the problem. I said this on Patreon recently, but I unfortunately am plagued with having a giant ass and a teeny tiny waist like a Disney princess. And it's so hard to be me. Not really. But I am going to look up some ways to put darts in like thick material, which I've never done as an adult. I've seen my mom do it to my brother's pants when I was little, and so I am nervous, but I believe we can do it together. All right, I'm gonna go with my husband, who's holding the phone. Very steady, great job. And we're gonna go get some Chubby Bean to start our day, and then we're gonna mend together. And I believe in us, we can do it. Okay, let's go.
Hello. I had a great time going to Chubby Bean because it is my favorite small business in Salem. And then they had their Valentine's Day menu, which is the whole reason that I wanted to go. Along with obviously loving it, but it's only for this week that they have the Valentine's Day menu. And I really wanted to try. I wanted to try 1,000 of them, so I was very brave to not purchase the entire menu. Okay, this is what it looked like. Pause if you care to read it. I'm not sure how long they'll have this stuff afterwards to make these. I know sometimes coffee places, they have like a special, but honestly they always have the ingredients for it, so you can kind of order it year round, because that's what I do at Dutch Bros. But they have these cute little heart straws that are reusable. I don't think touching them, they don't feel like incredibly strong, so I don't think I'm going to put them in the dishwasher, but I do think we're going to use them as straws. They just have to be hand washed, which is a little annoying, but I'll do it to have a cute little straw. Okay. I probably should have wiped this table off first, but here we are. I'm going to show you some of the things we're going to try and mend. I don't know how many we'll get to because I really only have today and possibly part of tomorrow to work on this. First, we have these two sets. And basically, like, I don't know if I'm actually going to wear them. Okay, but I am going to at least take them to a plus size clothing swap if I don't like the way they look on me. And the problem that they have is both of these have skirts. They're 2-piece sets, which I love, but both of these have skirts with like completely stretched out elastic. Like the elastic, that's not holding anything together, which is like, you know, not the intention. It definitely is supposed to have like elastic that's actually stretching back together in it. So I'm going to try to cut a hole in them and put in ties. I'm realizing right now that I don't have ties and I don't know how you obtain them. So we might have to go to Michael's at some point. Then we have this whole bin. I gotta be honest, I don't remember what's in here, and we don't have separate like mend and like upcycle bins. So some of this is just basically gonna go back in here because it's something that like Felix is doing, or it's not like mending. First, I am putting this in mending because it's broken right now. This is a thrifted Jeffree Star hat.
I said, oh, jump scare.
Who we hate because he's famously racist and a horrible person. But I love a pink hat. So I paid like $1 for this hat, and we're going to put a patch on it. because right now I can't wear it, which is the same as when something needs to be mended. Then a lot of this is stuff for Felix that I will pull out. We've got a couple of baby clothes that just have holes in them that honestly, they don't need to be that pretty. I'm just gonna sew them up with the sewing machine and pack them away. They've been in here taking up space. We've got this diaper bag that honestly we don't really use, but we did for a while, and I think I've got a way that we can fix this, but it has a broken strap. And then the last thing that I actually really care about is this was like one of my favorite sweater vests, and it has like a giant hole in it. Now, I don't know how we're gonna fix this. I think it's gonna have to be sort of a Google, possibly send it off to a friend situation, but we will be evaluating it for sure. Okay, I've got my coffee. I've got a place to start. Let's do it. Let's get into it. Okay, here's what happened. I didn't get that much done yesterday, but I went to pick up my kiddo from school, and then we played, and then he took a nap, and then when I wanted to take a nap, so I napped instead of working on this yesterday. Okay, sue me. So we lost a little bit of time. I have no regrets. I needed that nap, and then last night, as soon as it was time to put him to bed, I took a melatonin, and I went straight to sleep as soon as he was asleep, and I feel great. That was what I needed. I'm feeling well rested. Okay, I did iron on the Dinolandia patch. Feeling good about it. I think it's really cute. It does need to be sewed down, and I famously hate hand sewing. So I'm actually gonna outsource this to my husband. Here are my hopes and dreams. I'm following my bliss, okay? And my bliss certainly is not gonna be learning how to fix this hole. I think what I'm gonna do is post on my like personal account on my close friend story and see if anybody knows enough about like knitting to be able to fix this local to me. And then if not, then I'll post on maybe the Goofs big story and see if there's someone that I can pay. Because I would love, obviously I love the vibe of Visible Mending, but since this is just like black yarn on an already like kind of crazy at the top sweater, I would love for someone to just fix it with other black yarn. But I think that's my plan for that. But there's also some things on kind of like the edges here that need to be fixed, but I love this sweater. I actually wore this for our kiddo's first birthday. It didn't really have anything to do with the theme, I just think it's cute. And that's where it got messed up. I think when I picked up either him or some other kiddo, like, it got caught on, like, maybe their shoe or something. Because it's weird that it would, like, develop a hole in the middle of my shirt. But, yeah, I really hope I can find someone to fix it. Okay. So by following my bliss, following what I want to do, we're moving into more of an upcycling vibe. Actually, first, I think I can very easily fix this strap. Because I think all I'm going to do is kind of sew it back together over and over and over. And it'll be very visibly mended. But I think that's fine. Like, I don't think that matters. I'm trying to decide if I should, like, melt this first. I don't have a, like, flame in here. I don't have a flame in my room. I don't have a room flame. I think I can cut off this really, really messed up piece. What would probably be best is if I completely took this apart and put a new like handle in. I don't think that's gonna happen because I don't want to. I think I'm gonna zigzag stitch on the end, and maybe that'll kind of keep it from fraying more. Then fold it on top of itself. Does that make sense? Like fold it on top of the other one and then just basically zigzag stitch like crazy. And if that doesn't work, then it is what it is. Oh, maybe I should sew something over it. Maybe that would be like better. I think that would probably be better. Sure. Okay, I also, for putting new ties in the channels that currently hold elastic for these, I want to buy something that's similar to like shoestring material. Felix was like, you could just make ties, and that is true. But I think they would need to be made on the bias. I guess maybe not. Shoestrings don't have a lot of stretch, but they have some. Anyway, I don't really want to do all that. So I think I'm going to see if I can, in the next couple of estate sales, see if I can find something that'll work. And if not, I can make ties. It's not a huge deal. But it's not something I need right now. I would like to get it done before the next clothing swap, but if I don't, like, it would be fine. Is this going to be too thick for my machine? There's only one way to find out. Okay. That's kind of just... I really need to clean this machine. I've been doing a lot of quilting because I've been making those quilted bags, as I'm sure you guys have seen. Anyway, I've been doing a lot of quilting, and it really dirties up a machine pretty quickly. So I really got to do something about it. I try to clean it between like every other project, and it probably... I heard someone say that you're supposed to clean out your machine every like 3 times you fill your bobbin. I'd spend more time cleaning than sewing if I did that. At least that's how it feels. Okay, let's make sure this is right. I have a project that I need to, that's probably fine, that I need to use the navy blue thread on, one of these mending of the kids' clothes, but I have 2 white bobbins, and those are the only bobbins I have, so I'm trying to use things I need white thread for before I do those. Okay, this is probably better. Yeah, I might just be making this like kind of worse, just so everyone knows I've got no clue what I'm doing. Just so everyone in the audience is aware, I am flying by the seat of my pants. We are keeping this for our next kiddo, even though that's a while away. So it is just for us. So like, it doesn't really need to be ready. Can you go, please? Okay, good. So nothing's happening. Great. Is that gonna work? Who knows? Truly, no idea. I mean, yeah, okay, let's try it. Let's just see what happens. I don't know if this is even gonna go through at all, so. Now, they are attached to each other. Is it beautiful? Hell no. But, look at that. I also, honestly, I don't think you'd be able to tell. Like, you would have to be kind of close to be like, wow, this is kind of really crazy how someone fixed this by using a zigzag stitch and then a regular stitch and then just kind of folding them on top of each other. But again, like, it's just for us, and then if I wanted to fix it in a less chaotic way before we passed it on to someone else, I could do that. Or, you know, I could give them the gift of figuring out how they want to fix it. I'm just trying to make it functional. Look! Strap back together. Look at that. This is honestly, like, for some reason it's insulated. I have no idea why. There's secret baby socks in here we forgot to take out. Teeny tiny baby socks. So anyway, this would actually be like a really great road trip bag because it's like a cooler. So yeah, looks great. Works fine. Just what I want. Actually, looks fine, works great. That's what I want. Okay, next I'm putting some appliques. Well, they are appliques. I'm putting some appliques on some sweatshirts. Let me get my seam ripper and we'll chat about it. So, couple of things. I have some double-sided interfacing. Oh no, is it not double-sided? Craft Fuse. Is it double-sided? I think it's not double-sided, which is a bummer. Let me go see if Mimi has any that's double-sided, because that's going to make this a lot easier. Okay, finally, I've got some double-sided interfacing. Haha! Perfect. So we're going to work on two things. First, just to kind of get back in the groove before I make one that I would like to maybe be better. We got from Make and Mend, we did like an ad with them. Honestly, I hope they would hire us to do another one because we got amazing stuff from them. It's an online secondhand craft store, and they just sent us like I don't know, like a surprise box basically. This is something we got out of that. It is a double-sided portrait pillow thing, but it's only one side of it. And I'm gonna put it on this sweater for Felix, and I think that'll be really cute. Hold on. I've been given the note before that this isn't a sweater, it's a sweatshirt. I'd just like to be clear, I'm not sure if it's a Southernism or a my familyism, but anything that isn't a long sleeve t-shirt but has long sleeves is a sweater to me. So I'm sorry to those who live in cold climates who call them different things. That's not part of my journey. So sorry I always call this a sweater. It's gonna keep happening. Right? Like, are we seeing the vision? I first need to iron this really good and then iron on the interfacing. Then after we do that, I'm actually also making one for my friend Kaya. She's going through a lot right now. So I thrifted this Puma sweater, but it is like pretty good quality. So that's good. It's got this really annoying little logo on it. So I'm gonna seam rip that off, and then I'll probably throw both of the sweaters in the dryer just to kind of like fluff while I iron the interfacing to both the duck and what I'm gonna add to Kaya's, which I will show you now. So we have a bunch of these, like, I call them double-sided portraits. No idea what they're supposed to be called, but basically they exist to be turned into like dolls or like pillows. But last year or a year and a half ago or something, I put mine on a sweater front and back. Maybe it was 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Anyway, but I have this cute little girl who I've been wanting to put on something for a while, but as a white person, it seems... As a white person, it makes me feel weird if I was going to walk around with like a little colonial black girl on my sweater. But Kaya is black, and so is her daughter. And so I think I'm going to put the girl on Kaya's sweatshirt. And then I'm debating, what I did with mine is I put the little doggy that came with mine on the sleeve. So I might put the little bunny rabbit that comes with this one on the sleeve, or I'm thinking about putting the bunny rabbit on a sweater for Kaya's daughter. I think the problem I'm having is like you wouldn't be able to tell that they like go together. So it's not like two matching colonial girls, or, you know, I don't know. I mean, she is holding a bunny, but this is literally a completely different bunny than the one she's holding. Because this is like, this bunny has brown fur, and the bunny she's holding has like white fur with brown accents. So I think I am just going to put it on the sleeve. I have other things that I'm sending for her kiddo anyway, so I don't, you know, I'm not super worried about it. But anyway, first I'm going to throw these in the dryer so that they won't be as wrinkly because they've just been sitting over here waiting on me to do this project. And then we'll start with the interfacing on both of them. I didn't technically have to get double-sided. Like, I could have made it work with the one-sided, but it's just so much easier. So much easier to use double-sided interfacing for things like this. So I was like, it's worth it to go find it. So yeah, okay. Let's do it. It's like I'm pinning him for science. Slow and steady, slow and steady. Smile.
Put a bird on it.
Put a bird on. Look at that bird. Wow. Cute. Success. As you saw, Felix tried it on. Loving it. Now I'm excited to make one for my friend Kaya. Since you saw the process with Felix's, I'm not gonna go into the nitty gritty. I'm just gonna do a little time lapse until you'll get to see it happen very, very quickly. All right, let's go.
What up, demons? It's me, your boy. I'm here. I'm making Valentines for my child's friends, and also one for my child so he doesn't feel left out because he's about to be 2. He's like some months shy of 2. Here's what I've got. So a few bins trips ago, I found these, which are bug bodies. And the idea is that you take a coffee filter and you like drip liquid on it. You drip dye on it, and you kids can make these, like, you stick the coffee filter in and then it's like a little butterfly and you can put a pipe cleaner in the front, right? Very cute. It's intended to be like an easy kids craft. The package came with like 75. It's clearly like something that you can get from, I don't know, like not a craft, what's it called? Harbor Freight, teacher, elementary school supply, something. You get the vibe. I think they're really fun. I think that we will probably use them seasonally for like spring to make little butterflies and bees and dragonflies and such. I'm really trying to use the sewing machine this year. I'm deeply afraid of the sewing machine. I'm a big hand sewer. And so anyway, for Valentine's Day, I was thinking like, oh God, like we're doing like this hike with the children, or maybe just a walk around the park. I don't know. But Morgan is going to be here editing this video right now, and I will be off at that adventure, and it's like a Valentine's Day theme. So I was like, oh, I gotta give him like Valentines, and I'm like, well, everything's like, you know, it's all consumerism, and I don't want to buy these little paper things, and like I can make really cute paper things, and I've got construction paper, but anyway, and then I was like, for candy, and then I was like, I don't really need candy, like, and then there's like other treat, but then anyway, all this to say, I've landed on making them little butterflies for Valentine's Day. The idea is that this is a like butterfly puppet was my vision, because they can kind of like have it flop around. I think I'm maybe on the end of this gonna put something like Velcro-y so that they could put it on something if they wanted to have it like hang. That could be cute. I realized almost immediately after figuring out this one that this is far too long, because a toddler will use this as a weapon. And so they need, I think they're only going to be like this long, because this is at least a smaller range. But my dream is that they go like this, and that if they hit each other with it, they don't like use that much force, I guess. I don't know, but anyway. Here's what we have. This is my, I'll show you. This is my vision. So you see we have sort of sewn and then put little pipe cleaners, and then that's tied on. I think I'm gonna hand sew it sort of like to the bug body as well to try to like keep it on there really good instead of just tying. I'll probably like fold this down and sew it. But yeah, this is my, what's it called? My first one, my first try, my prototype. This is my prototype bug, and I think it's cute. So yeah, I'm just gonna make them a bunch of different color options. Sorry to be so close to you. So that's what I'm up to. So, and now I guess I'll show you, here's Here's the girls. They're all inside out, so it's not a great representation of their actual vibe, but this one is from a Superman bed sheet. Chosen sort of a butch vibe for a lot of these because I just have, as you can tell, with the pansies. Cute. Very cute. These are gonna get not hand sewn, cut with some extra sewn, and then I cut down the middle here, flipped it inside out, and then put it inside the bug, and then sewed again down to like make it kind of flatsier. So this one, cute, kind of a different vibe on the front and back for that one. This one I accidentally drew on the like nice side, so the actual outside of it is gonna be sort of like a lighter tone, and we're just pretending that was an intentional choice that I made for this one to look sort of watercolory, and not that I fucked up. And I should have used a friction pen. I know that. I know that. I know that. Even just a regular pen would have been better than a giant bleeding purple Sharpie. I know that. Don't think I don't know that. This one you really can't tell. It's this one, which is gonna be fun. Just like a plain tealy blue. Oh, this one's also inside out. Needs to be like this. Yeah. Squeaking on the baby monitor. And then this one, which is one of my favorite sheets that we have actually. It's like a funky, feels very Stardew Valley to me, but this is just kind of a tiny bit of it. So, yeah. And then if I'm feeling incredibly adventurous, I'll make them each a little piece of paper with a little cutout of this on it and say, "You're a catch, Valentine." The butterfly net. I think that could be really cute. So, we'll see. Morgan's arrived. Here's the girls. Cute. I'll let you know what the children say. I decided to put them on elastic string with a little key ring that is toddler finger sized-ish. Another one. And then this one. This one's the cuntiest, I would say. She's very girly pop. She's got a real Mariposa and the Butterfly Fairies vibe to her. I just realized Barbie's name in that is Butterfly in Spanish.
Mariposa?
Yeah, Barbie Mariposa and the Butterfly Fairies.
Oh.
Anyway, I'll tell you what the kids say. Welcome to Flat Time with Felix.
Yeah, Flat Time with Felix gives you the skinny on what's happening.
I'll give you the fat.
Yeah.
Because I'm flat. Sorry, we didn't sleep at all last night. The baby was up for 15 hours going...
Yeah, actually, we didn't know he had a concert.
It was really important to do that.
And so he had to play the mouth banjo until 5:30 a.m.
You cannot imagine the number of encores. So, yeah, the children, they were not that into their things. That's what I thought would happen. It was fine. The ones who I thought were going to be into it were into it, and then our baby was really into it once we, like, hung it up somewhere. Because now it's like on his like oh shit handle in the car above his car seat, and so I can pull down on it and then it hops back up, which is fun. But there was too many interesting things at the park, which makes sense because we went to the park to have a fun time. So successful toddler craft for toddlers. I think it went well.
Okay, it's the next morning. I showered, I had some breakfast, and I'm ready to finish our task today. First, it turned out so cute. I was a little worried about this color because it's obviously lighter than kind of anything in the portrait, but I feel like it kind of turned out perfect. Also, you can definitely still very, very faintly see where the patch was. I feel like that's just what it is. When you're upcycling old clothing, it's not gonna look brand new. But I love it. I really hope Kaya loves it. She is actually also a content creator. I'm trying to bully her into doing YouTube, like long form, but she posts short form. If you guys want to follow her, this is her Instagram. Huge fan. You will not be disappointed. She's so cute. She's a great parent. She also doesn't really share a kid on the internet, something we love around here. So anyway, yeah, I hope she likes it. I have some other goodies to finish up to send off to her before I send this, but very excited. Today, all we're working on, because I have to edit this video most of today, but we need to bring in these jeans. I have 4 pairs of pants that I need to put darts in. I chose today's pants victim based on the ones I like the least. These are the ones that are closest to the right size, so that may help us and that may hurt us. I am going to be showing how loose they are on my body. If you feel like that's too close to like body checking content and you think that's going to stress you out, skip like 2 minutes ahead. But hang on, let me move this down. Okay, so like these ones will stay up with no belt, which is what I want a pant to fit like. My other ones won't. Right now, I've got like a couple of inches. The reason I didn't buy a size smaller is because I like the way they fit basically everywhere else. I just wish they were a tiny bit snugger, like more snug on my, like on the thinnest part of my waist. Cause like, look at that. When I sit down, it's like, hello, here's my underwear, you know? I'm gonna look up a YouTube video and see about, I think with this pair, I'm just gonna put darts in, but will that be worse? Cause they're gonna be like really small darts. I don't know. I'm gonna do like 10 minutes of YouTube research, come up with a plan, and then I'll see you back here.
5 minutes later.
Okay, I found a video. I've marked in a very professional manner, in case you're wondering, how much I want to take it in, and I've measured it, and it's 4 inches. I'm gonna link the video that I'm using below, by the way, in case you're curious. So I need to take my pants off and make some markings. Luckily, I have my friction pen, which is I got this from Mimi. It's hers actually, but you can draw on fabric, and then when you iron it, it completely goes away. If you go somewhere really cold, it does sometimes show back up until you wash it. So, not super worried about that, but just so you know, if you decided to get one. Okay, let's go put on some different pants and start marking. Okay, I'm flipping them inside out. I need 4 half-inch darts. 2, I already forgot what she said. I will say this is a not fat person doing this for sure, and so that may end up being detrimental. But I couldn't find anyone in the 2 minutes I was looking it up. I couldn't find anyone plus size. But again, I didn't look very hard. I was looking at the first like 5 videos. First, we need to measure. Where did my tape measure go? Oh, 3.5 inches. I wish I had a remote. Is it still 3.5 inches when you're chunky? That seems wrong. Okay, hang on. I'm finding another video. I don't trust this thin girl.
More moments later.
I've returned with some infuriating news. I guess no one fat in the history of YouTube has ever needed to put darts in their pants. So this girlie that I found, who is cute and nice, I'm not mad at her. It's not her fault. Obviously, if you are thin, I don't think you would know how to take in plus size jeans. Her instructions weren't super clear, and I read the comments, and I don't think she does, because like 3 people asked the same question I have. that's okay. If you guys know of any other plus size sewists, please leave them in the comments so I can follow more. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna do what I interpreted her advice to be and go from there. You know? The other good news is I can't really see my marks very well because this is purple on denim. So there's also that. I'm going to do these 2.5 inches apart from each other. So it looks like, according to her, I need 4 darts, each a 1/2 inch. And so I put them all 2.5 inches apart from each other. Maybe. And again, who knows? So I fold this, and this is the top, and that is the top now. And then a 1/2 inch is not very much. Just so, if you're wondering, dear reader, a 1/2 inch is not very much. Also, I don't know if you know this, denim, very thick. So I'm very concerned about how it will go through my machine, my Singer machine. I have a Singer, for any, I know folks have asked. I have a Singer Simple. I got it as a gift after I graduated college. It's okay. Any of the issues I've had with it, I've been able to fix myself. I have heard that Singers like notoriously kind of have problems. So, not looking forward to that. The reason supposedly, you guys seeing a tiny ruler? Here it is. Good job. Oh my God, thanks. The reason supposedly is that all of the like inside of Singers is like plastic as compared to like back in the day, Singers and like all machines really had like metal insides. So if you're like using it a lot, it can overheat. Again, that issue, that hasn't happened to me. So if I ever for some reason saw a really good deal on like a Bernina, an old Bernina, I would probably get it. But again, like, would I? You know what I mean? Like, I am really working on trying to be like more sustainable. I think we all are, right? Both because like it's cheaper and it's better for the planet and it is bad for big corporations. All things I love. So, I don't know. But also, hey, if Singer ever hires me to do an ad, okay, keep your voice down because Mama's just trying to make it work, okay? But yeah, I just saw someone online who thrifted. Very blessed by the thrift gods on this day. They thrifted a 1970s lime green, like all metal Bernina from like the 70s. That, I think my only fear with doing something like that, like if I found something like that, is like, are all the parts the same, or do you have to like thrift parts for like a super old machine, you know? And I don't know. And if you know in the comments, let me know. I don't like the sound of that. My needle bent. I think I'm gonna flip my lid. My needle's so bent. Okay, girl. I've got this needle that is technically for a different machine. Like, it doesn't say Singer, but it is just a universal 9014 needle. So let's try that. Wow. A lot going on. Okay, also I guess this was stuck, so one thing at a time. That's not a good sign. That's not a good sign for the rest of this. Also, the girlie in the video, she didn't tell me if I should cut off the excess fabric. That's what I've done in the past with darts. It's so bent. Hold on, I'll put up a photo. To be fair, it was an old needle. I've probably done like 6 projects on this one needle, and you're supposed to... Did you know you're supposed to replace a needle every project? Who's doing that? The Pope? Sorry, the Pope's not rich. The Queen? You think I have freaking endless needle money? I don't. Okay, you know what? You know what? While I'm having this issue, let's take this girl apart and clean her a little bit. Maybe it's a sign. You know? What's the lesson here? Please take a break and clean your machine. Because if a needle breaks, it could hit you in the eye. I don't want to sound like a bad guy, but clean your machine because it is important. Even though it is annoying. Because it's really, really annoying. Okay. Now that that's done, let's try this again. Very slowly, very carefully. Okay, maybe if I just like basically do it by hand. What do you guys think? Okay, now this is the chunky part. So I will do it by hand, I think. It must still be sewing, right? Like, oh yeah, it's all coming together. I probably should have done this the other way so I didn't have to basically shove an entire pair of jeans through, huh? But, you know, here we go. And she said leave a long tail, and then we're gonna, what is it called? Tie it. I mean, is it straight? No. You know, neither am I. So, all right, one done. Just 3 more. No reason to make you sit through that. So I'll see you at the try-on. The final result. Okay. We've got our darts. I'll flip it inside out so you can see what it looks like from the outside. I mean, like, noticeable, right? Like, and that's just what it's like to have darts. You're gonna notice. Here's the only thing is, like, I don't know. Like, I remember getting darts in pants as a kid, but I don't remember how much the extra fabric bothered me, you know? Okay, so far I can't really tell, so. Okay! Wait, hold on! Look at that! Are you freaking kidding me? I mean, yeah, you can definitely, like, see them, but yeah, I don't really feel like I can feel them. Oh, this is great. Wow. Why have I been avoiding doing this for, like, years? It took, like, 30 minutes. Once I looked up a YouTube video. Okay, you know what? I gave the girlie in the video a hard time, and I stand by it a little bit because she didn't really explain how far apart to put them if you need to put 4 darts in instead of 2. I did 2.5 inches apart. I did 2.5 inches, so 5 inches. The middle ones are 5 inches apart because they're both 2.5 inches from the ass crack, and then 2.5 inches on the other side. But what do you think? Yeah. Okay. Wow. I just keep being like, this is great. My pants, they just fit me. They're just on my body. I'm not rolling them or pulling them up. Oh, nice. Yeah, and they're not too tight. Also, jeans, like, I don't know if you know this. I don't follow this rule right now because I have a toddler who's constantly getting things sticky. But normally, from like a sustainability perspective, you're actually like not, I think it was like Levi's, it was like a jean company said this, but it's like you're not supposed to wash your jeans every single time you wear them. If you're just like going to like the movies or something like kind of not like a sweaty outside activity. Because like they're so like thick. Similar with like wool jackets, I think. Especially like, you know, assuming you have underwear on. Please wear underwear with your jeans. I don't know if that's super true. I will say it's something I've kind of always done, where like I only wash my jeans probably like every other time that I wear them. I don't remember what like company said it. Or like maybe it was like People magazine. It was like something like medium reputable for like information like that. Okay, well, I'm really proud of us, team. I had so much fun working on these projects. We didn't get to 2 of the little baby things that I had to mend because I need to buy teeny tiny snaps for one of them. The snap came off, and I don't want to buy them new, so I'm gonna wait and see if I can find some teeny tiny snaps at an estate sale because I think Mimi only has the bigger snaps. And then the other one I needed to put like an actual patch on, and I think I want to try and like thread match it with a similar color, which I didn't have. So didn't do that, but we got some upcycling crafts done for my husband and my friend. We brought in our jeans. We put a patch on that hat, even though Felix is gonna stitch around it to keep it a little more secure. And then, yeah, great stuff. awesome. I feel better. I feel like a genius. You know when it's like you finally do a task you've been putting off and you're like, wow, that didn't take long at all. Why did I put it off? And then you hope that maybe eventually if you do that enough, your brain will remember it's not that bad. That's me with putting the darts in the jeans. Hopefully I do all my other pants in the next like 2 weeks because I wear them a lot. Like in Oregon, what's really nice is most of the year you can wear long pants. Very untrue of Florida, by the way, when we lived in Florida. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. If this was your first time watching, please let us know. I would love to say hi. If you like this content and you want to see more of us, we are on Instagram. We're still on TikTok, unfortunately. And we're also now on Upscrolled and Threads as well. Don't know if Upscrolled's gonna take off, but you know, I'm gonna post there every few days, scroll a little bit, see if we can find some of our friends. If you want to support us even more, we do have a Patreon. Over there we post behind the scenes stuff every couple days. About every 2 weeks or so we do like 45-minute podcast style, just kind of like talking videos about what's going on with our lives and kind of some stuff that we just don't want to share with like the broader internet. We have a bunch of different tiers. Everything under $8 gets access to all the same stuff. We wanted it to be a pay what you can kind of situation. And then we have an $8 tier to watch our YouTube videos, but with no ads. It'll have the same captions, it'll have all the same content, just no ads. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. The world is so scary, but you are so lovely. I hope you go fix some of your own pants today, or I hope that you do a task that you've been putting off, because I'm inspiring you to remind you it's really not that bad. It really isn't. You're very brave. You do hard stuff all the time. You can call and make a doctor's appointment. You know how to do it. You are a regular guy. Okay, I love you guys. Goodbye. Do I need to move this up? Oh, is this in the shot? Oh, man. Okay, hang on. I don't want this in the shot.
Go right ahead. 'Cause I'm working.
Ah, that hurt. Ooh. Ooh, I kicked my foot into the chair and that hurts a lot. Okay. Do I not have, where are my regular scissors? I'm gonna flip my lid. Okay, hang on. Can you just sit there, please? Oh no, can you even see this? Is this lighting too haunted? It's giving haunted, right? Because if they're going at like 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Is there any way you could back up? Why did I grab this thread?
I feel like you can probably see the baby in this, right? Oh my god, Morgan is so short. How is she doing this? I have no head. Okay. They're all inside out. Oh my god. Hey, girl. Ah!
And my computer's blinking like it's Tinkerbell dying.